Hi, if you want to watch exclusive content with hot girls that is not on YouTube, namely, where Naruto roasts Kushina Mikoto and many other hot girls without restrictions, then visit my channel Busty and subscribe. By the link in the description. Well, it looks like I can't escape from these damn drunks. Although I don't plan on getting a pumpkin, damn shinobi of the stone, if I were 20 years old instead of 10, you would have gotten the devils from me long ago. Naruto shouted, jumping on the tree branches. Run, run, brat, ha, if you were 20 years old, we wouldn't stand on ceremony with you. Damn, Daddy didn't tell me anything about them. The only good thing is that I managed to get the scroll. Stop running, puppy, we'll just kill you, ah ha ha ha. Meitun, dark smoke began to emanate from Naruto's body. It began to darken the entire area. The entire haze began to take the form of a dome, which enclosed the pursuers within itself. Shinobi art, illusory picture, all the darkness that surrounded the stone shinobi became invisible. When the dome was fully formed, it suddenly contracted and crushed all the stone shinobi. Phew, I'm done here. Well, time to go back. Okay, you can go, Minato said to the team that had just returned from the mission. Eat. When the team left Minato's shadow, Naruto appeared. He was wearing a tank top and shorts. On his shoulder was a tattoo of the Konoha symbol. How did it go? Minato asked, looking up from his work. Generally fine, I have the scroll. Only there were also shinobi of the stone besides me. I had to crumple them a bit. Naruto handed the scroll to Minato. Shinobi of the rock? What were they doing there? Minato took the scroll. I don't know for sure, but maybe they were looking for something there. That place is very interesting after all, Naruto said, smiling predatorily. You killed them with darkness? Yes, it's not a kamelfo to fire off the second ability, and the darkness copes well. It absorbs other people's techniques, can serve as both a defense and a weapon. Isn't that an excellent genome? Naruto, use darkness as little as possible, otherwise, you will fall into this very darkness and lose yourself forever. Dad, don't worry, I won't hand this gift to Kyuubi on a silver platter. Let him continue to rage and try to break free from me, Naruto said enthusiastically. The sound of approaching footsteps was heard outside the door. Okay, I'll drop by a little later. Naruto burst into a quiet and barely noticeable dark haze. Minato, here we are, Kushina said as she walked in with Akiro and Menma. Naruto stood on a high pole and silently watched them while reading a book. He smirked and continued reading. Menma lay down on the sofa and proudly crossed one leg over the other. Akiro stood by the window and began to look around the entire village. Kushina sat at the table and talked about something with Minato. Minato himself silently read the scroll he received from Naruto. I managed to find out where one of Orochimaru's active laboratories is located. We plan to visit them there soon with Naruto. If we can find records, diaries, etc., we will definitely bring them. Lakura. Hey Minato, can you even hear me? Kushina asked indignantly, waving her hand in front of the thoughtful Minato's face. Why yes, darling, I'm listening, Minato said, smiling and scratching the back of his head. What are you saying? What did I tell you? Kushina put her hands on her hips. Minato drawled. About business, when you return home from work and when you finally pay attention to your family, Naruto whispered in the form of a mosquito under a hinge. About how I'm doing, when I'll get home, and when I'll pay attention to my family, Minato listed, bending his fingers. Menma chuckled at this and continued to think about his own. Akiro approached Minato, tugged him by the shoulder and asked with her eyes, Can I sit on your lap? Minato smiled and sat Akira on his lap. He began to stroke her head, which made her smile happily. Well? Will you answer my questions? Everything is fine with work. Informants reported that they found one of Orochimaru's laboratories, and soon they want to attack it. Today I plan to return home early, and I will spend more time with the children, Minato said with his index finger extended upward. Kushina said with narrowed eyes, Okay, I'll believe you. Akira, sitting on Minato's lap, noticed movement outside the window. She stood up and saw something flash by on the left side. I'm going to go get some fresh air on the roof, Akira said and went out. Menma thought it was strange and followed her about 10 minutes later. Akira climbed the stairs to the roof. When she got to the roof, she was greeted by a warm breeze. There was a guy sitting on the railing on the roof. His gaze was directed into the distance. He sat silently and watched. His black hair was fluttering in the wind. Hey, who are you? Akira asked, approaching the guy. You'll find out, the guy said without turning around. There were footsteps behind Akira. It was Menma. He was walking quickly, and he hoped that he would finally catch Akira with some guy and go tell his parents about it. "Hey! Akira, where are you?" Menma asked as he walked out onto the roof. Akira turned around at Menma's words, and when she turned back, the guy was gone. She exhaled tiredly and went to Menma. "Here I am, idiot," she said, hitting him on the head with the edge of her palm. "Let's go to Mom and Dad." "Back already?" Kushina asked. "Uh-huh," Akira said quietly. "If I understand correctly, then she saw Naruto there." Minato thought to himself. "There was a boy on the roof," Akira began. "He had dark hair and the same clothes, he looked about my age, and when I asked him who he was, he said, 'You'll recognize him.'" Kushina was surprised by her daughter's story. Menma had mixed feelings. Minato was completely convinced that Naruto had met his little sister. Soon Kushina left with the children and Minato continued his work. Evening. Minato was walking home from work. He was all tired. Elders Hamura and Koharu were eating his brains out with cups and spoons again, and because of this, he was even more tired at work. Suddenly, he felt someone's presence. He abruptly took the kunai and made an arc strike backwards. Naruto, not expecting such a turn of events, dodged backwards, and because of the counterweight, he began to fall further and further backwards. Minato, noticing Naruto, calmed down and wanted to catch his hand, but did not have time. Naruto fell to the ground with his whole body and sank into the ground. Minato was shocked and began to dart his eyes in different directions. "Wow, I almost fell down," said Naruto, sitting on the ground and shaking off his t-shirt. "Sorry, it's just that when you appear so suddenly it scares me," Minato said, helping his son stand up. "And Akira has matured, she's become more like Kushina," Naruto said, standing up and brushing off his shorts. "Yeah, Menma has grown up too." "I can't agree, I haven't seen him, I've only seen Kushina and Akira." So he still agrees to accept Kushina as his mother. Minato thought to himself. "Are you going home?" "Aha, listen Naruto, why do you call Kushina Kushina and not Mom?" Minato suddenly asked. "Of my parents, I only have you, Dad, and of my other relatives, only Akira. Well, that's probably for now. In general, I don't know yet. Okay, Lakura and I assume that Orochimaru should soon return to the lab we found, so I'll disappear in a few days. Don't worry about me, if anything, I'll use them." "I see, maybe we should go and have a bite to eat at Ichiraku Ramen? If you still have enough time before the frying pan attacks the pumpkin, then let's go. It's been a long time since we ate together," Naruto finished with a smile. Chapter 2 Chapter 2 Flareback. Naruto was sitting in the library reading a book. When he got tired of this action, he put the book on his face and threw his head back. After a minute, he began to doze off quietly. A few minutes later, someone tapped on his book. "Knock on yourself," Naruto said, waking up and moving the book down. He looked at the one who had disturbed his sleep. It was a man with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was wearing a black turtleneck and pants of the same color. "What do you want?" Naruto suddenly asked the man. "Shall I sit down?" he asked politely in response. Naruto made a gesture with his hand and the man sat down. He placed 3 books on the table. Naruto again placed the book on his face and continued to doze. The man turned his head towards Naruto and saw a tattoo of the Konoha mark on his left shoulder. "Are you a shinobi?" the man asked with a smile. "An informant. I provide information that interests the Hokage, and I am rarely and not for long in the village. But if you provide information to the Hokage, you must know who he is." "No, my partner brings information to the Hokage. By the way, I'm Minato Namikaze. What's your name?" "Naruto Uzumaki." "What is your partner's name?" "So we meet, son," Minato said to himself. "How you've grown." "I won't tell you that, and it's somehow strange that you're interested in this. Are you a spy by any chance?" "What are you saying? No, I am the Hokage, and by the way," Minato began to speak quietly and bitterly, "you are my son. On your birthday, I gave you to an orphanage. I was scared." "The power of the tailed beast that is sealed within me?" Naruto asked, putting the book away. His pupils were twisted into spirals and they were different colors, one with a white spiral and black color inside and the other the opposite, with a black spiral and white color inside. "How do you know about him?" Minato asked, shocked. "I've already met him more than once. He still continues to rage inside me. All 7 years of my life, he constantly curses me and rages. It's even somehow funny." "What about your eyes?" I definitely won't tell you anything about this, and even what you said that you are my father, I hardly believe it. Unfortunately, Naruto, but it is so. I am very sorry that I got scared back then and gave you to the orphanage. What's done can't be undone. Well, I'm glad I have a father now. Minato brought Naruto home. Kushina started yelling at Naruto from the doorway and said that she didn't recognize him as her son. Menma started insulting him and humiliating him. Akira was sleeping then, and when she came down, Naruto was already gone. Naruto, I'm sorry they don't recognize you as their family, but I do. Don't worry, Dad, I have you and Lakura, and when I'm alone again, I'll light my own path. The end of flashback. Naruto was lying on the grass and quietly snoring. One hand was under his head and the other was behind his back, ready at any moment to take a kunai and start a fight against the enemy. Hey Naruto, wake up! Lakura said. Lakura was a girl with black hair, black scara, and blue eyes. She was wearing a tight suit with a sword on her back. Is it time to visit the snake already? Naruto asked with a smile, getting to his feet. Yes, but this time I want to ask you not to rush forward. If Orochimaru arrives at the same time as us, then we will have to engage in battle. You are still too weak even though you have darkness. Don't you dare underestimate the darkness. Lakura and Naruto were at the edge of a forest that was far away from Konoha. At one edge of the forest there was a large rock. Lakura stuck a kunai into it and channeled lightning chakra into the rock. The mechanism in the rock activated and the entrance to the lab opened. Naruto and Lakura jumped down and found themselves in a long corridor. Walking forward, they saw a door that was barely open. Naruto walked forward and opened it with a sharp kick. Idiot, don't make noise, Lakura said, hissing at Naruto. Lakura, calm down. If he comes, he comes. It doesn't depend on my actions. Let's look for something. Naruto and Lakura began to examine the tables, drawers, and chests of drawers that were in all corners of the walls. Naruto noticed barely noticeable white closed doors. He went to them and tried to open them, but nothing happened. Brute force was used. A kick near the keyhole and the doors swung open. Lakura was already in another room. It contained many diaries and notes. Entering the room, Naruto saw flasks that contained water and something else. He wiped one of the flasks and saw a child in it. Scum! Naruto said angrily. On the lid of the flask it was written, Sample number 57B, Genome of Darkness. Scum, scum, scum. Naruto said to himself. His nails lengthened and became claws. His eyes became redder and the pupil narrowed. Hey Naruto! Did you find anything? Lakura asked in shock at the end, seeing Naruto, the flask and the inscription on its lid. The emotions inside Naruto were now raging and mixed. Two emotions dominated the others. They were anger and rage. Naruto wanted to destroy everything that was in his field of vision now. One tail began to appear from his back. The left eye began to curl into a spiral. Inside the white spiral, a spiral of darkness began to appear. Naruto straightened his hand. He straightened his palm and began to swing for a blow. Lakura quickly ran up to Naruto and hugged him. She buried his face in her chest and began to calm him down. She stroked his head and began to whisper to him a song that Naruto loved. It was a song made up by Lakura. After a few minutes, Naruto calmed down. There was also a spiral in his right eye. Thank you, Lakura, Naruto said as he lay on Lakura's lap. I'll always be with you. I'll always support you. Lakura hugged Naruto again. Did you find anything? Yes, and a lot at that. This is enough to give Orochimaru several life sentences if he is caught. Okay, let's get out of here. Lakura took Naruto's arm and they walked towards the exit. Then from the shadows behind the doors, claps were heard. Congratulations, kids, you managed to find one of my laboratories and more materials about my work. I agree to let you go if you give me everything you found, Orochimaru said, approaching the children. He began to spread his ki. Lakura's legs began to tremble from such a thirst for blood. Naruto smiled predatorily. He removed his hand from Lakura's shoulder and opened his eyes. Spirals of darkness and light burned in them. Lakura, stand behind me. I'll carry him out. Naruto spoke as if in a voice that wasn't his own. There was joy and excitement in his voice. Will you carry me? You probably don't know, but I'm one of the 3 Sannin. The snake Sannin is Orochimaru. I don't give a shit who you are. I'll take you out, period. And you'll also tell me everything about sample #57B, the dark genome, scum. Naruto finished. He cracked his fingers and prepared to attack. Lakura decided to support him and pulled out her sword. Orochimaru made seals and got on all fours. He opened his mouth and many identical snakes began to emerge from it. Meitan, light haze. Naruto stretched out his hand in his palms, in front of the snakes. Everything was covered in darkness. After a few seconds, they began to hiss and twist in pain. They were burned and soon they burned. Is that really you? Orochimaru asked in shock. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll beat everything I'm interested in out of you. Orochimaru regained control of his mind and raised his head up. He laughed a little and pulled the sword out of his mouth. Lakura didn't hesitate and decided to attack. She quickly approached Orochimaru and began to raise her hand to strike, but was kicked in the stomach. Lakura flew back from the blow and flew into a metal table, crushing it. She passed out. Blood began to flow from her head. Her back was not in the best condition. The sword flew off the floor and hit the wall, hitting Lakura's stomach and arm. Naruto looked at Lakura and instantly appeared in front of Orochimaru. A sharp and strong uppercut let Orochimaru know that now was the time to fly towards the entrance to the lab. Orochimaru flew back and Naruto ran to Lakura. He bandaged her wounds, tied them tightly and placed his hand on her stomach. Lakura opened her eyes. Light genome, light teleportation. Naruto placed his hand on Lakura's stomach. And Naruto, what are you doing? Don't do this. Lakura and her sword were transported. At this time, Orochimaru's ki became even more evil and bloodthirsty. There was anger and rage on his face. You're starting to irritate me, child. Orochimaru, what is this sample #57B? Answer me. And you make me tell you everything. Okay, as you say. Chapter 3 Naruto took out a kunai and covered it in darkness. He threw it at Orochimaru, who dodged and began to extend his neck. Orochimaru wrapped his neck around Naruto. He began to squeeze him. Naruto's body began to crack. Darkness began to come out of the cracks. Naruto snapped his fingers and he fell apart. What? How did you do it? Even though you have dealt with the genome of darkness, you do not know what exactly it is capable of. Naruto appeared behind Orochimaru and kicked him into the wall. When Orochimaru came out of the wall, he began to attack him with the Kusanagi sword. Naruto formed a sword in his hand, the same one when Ichigo used Mijetsu. Naruto began to block Orochimaru's blows and tried to counterattack. Light! Naruto's body began to emit a bright flash. Naruto was all glowing and Orochimaru began to close his eyes. After some time, his body will begin to hiss. It burns, Orochimaru said with pain. I'll ask again, what is sample number 57B? Answer. Naruto began to burn Orochimaru more intensely, causing him to hide in all corners. What kind of power is this? You only had darkness, so where did the flash come from? This is the genome of light. I have two genomes combined into one, the balanced genome. I can use both darkness and light, and I can also combine them. And now, what is this? Sample number 57B. Okay, I'll tell you. Specimen #57B was created from your cells. When I was in Konoha, I met a little boy. He had spiral eyes, something black was coming out of his hands. That's when I thought. Improved genome? He was dehydrated and injured. I healed him and fed him. Even though my hobby was experiments, I couldn't take a swing at such a small child. He was 5 to 6 years old then. I was 4 years old, scum. Naruto barked. His voice was like a roar. While Naruto was fighting Orochimaru, there was a meeting in Konoha. Suddenly, a black spiral appeared above Minato and an injured Lakura flew out of it. She was unconscious. Everyone was shocked and looked at the girl in amazement. Medics! Urgently! Minato shouted immediately. One of the ANBU ran out of the office and came back with medics about 10 minutes later. They took Lakura on a stretcher and were about to carry her away when she came to and silently took out a diary and several notes written by Orochimaru and something else. Minato nodded and took the diary along with the notes, then sat down in his place. He thought about Naruto and what could have happened to them. Hokage-sama? What was that? Elder Hamura asked. This girl is one of my informants, and it looks like they got into trouble. They probably ran into Orochimaru. The elders didn't like the fact that someone was collecting dirt on Orochimaru, and after the meeting, they went to Desno and told him everything. Raven, Hamster, Owl, go to Orochimaru's northwestern laboratory and help him. Hi. As I already said, I couldn't take a swing at a small child. Orochimaru continued. You couldn't swing, I agree, but you sucked his blood to the maximum. After your visits I was always pale, but thanks to regeneration I quickly restored the blood loss, and you came for it again. How many people did you implant my DNA into? There were more than 1,000 experimental people in total, but your DNA was very difficult to implant, so out of all the successful DNA implantations, there were 16 out of 1,000, and by the way, your girlfriend also had your DNA, ahaha cough, cough. What? How? Lakura didn't tell me about this. What, you didn't expect that? Of course she didn't. She knew who she got this power from. Despite the fact that your DNA was very difficult to implant into her DNA, she still agreed to continue. You didn't notice that she has black scara. It's because of the genome. Of course, a fake always remains a fake and she will never reach the level of darkness control that you will have. She wanted to support you. She knew how hard it is for you to live with such power. Damn, how is that possible? Naruto made a fist and punched the floor. The floor began to crack from the blow. The cracks began to spread in different directions. They crawled along the walls and ceiling. Orochimaru, turning his body into a snake, slipped away. Naruto's body began to be surrounded by red chakra. Yes, get angry, get angry. A devilish voice was heard. Destroy everything, kill and tear apart everyone you meet, destroy everything in your path. A fox's face appeared in front of Naruto. It began to accuse Naruto of words about destruction. Naruto's eyes filled with blood, capillaries burst, eyes became more red, pupils narrowed, 8 tails grew from his back, 6 symbols cracked on the seal. Naruto was completely covered in red chakra and entered the Bijou mode. Having created a bomb of the tailed beast, he destroyed everything around and emerged from the rubble. Minato had symbols burned into his hand. Lakura's temperature rose and she developed a fever. She began to talk and writhe in the room. Since she had Naruto's DNA, she could feel what Naruto felt. Minato quickly left and gathered almost all the ANBU. He went to Lakura and wanted to know where Naruto went. He knew about her connection with Naruto. When they entered the room, Lakura was kneeling and saying something. Lakura, what's wrong with Naruto? What's wrong with you? How did the Kyuubi's chakra manifest? I will kill everyone who gets in my way. I thirst for blood. Repeat after me. I thirst for blood, said Lakura with the same eyes as Naruto. Lakura? You won't take control of me with the Kyuubi. This is my body, Meitun, Jeiton, the core of darkness. An explosion was heard somewhere far away and Lakura fell unconscious. After the explosion, a beast's roar was heard. The symbol on Minato's hand stopped burning his hand and began to disappear. If the Kyuubi's power is gone, then who did that roar belong to? ANBU, go to the place of the explosion and the roar, take dog, weasel, take my kunai and as soon as you arrive at the place, stick the kunai into the ground. I will feel it and move to you. Hi. Let's go. Chapter 4 Meitun, Jeiton, core of darkness, Naruto said, regaining control of his body. Naruto crossed his hands at the wrists and they glowed, after which he raised his hands above his head and a pillar of darkness burst out of the ground, penetrating every cell of Naruto. Kyuubi, due to the interference of darkness and Naruto's technique, lost control of Naruto's body and his chakra was turned back into a seal. The pillar became thicker and larger. When the pillar reached its peak, it released the last reserve of darkness and dissipated Naruto, due to the stream of darkness that beat upward, flew up and stayed in the air. In the place of the pillar of darkness sat a large wolf, the height of Kyuubi. It had 12 tails, it had white fur, and on its muzzle there was a line, black in color. The tails were black and white. The stomach was also black. It caught the falling unconscious Naruto and laid him on itself. The wolf lay down and Naruto slid to the ground on the wolf's side. Naruto came to 2 minutes later. Thank you, Lucreos. Always happy to help. Rest. Using the core of darkness is hard even for you. Rest, I'll look after you. Fine. Naruto fell into a deep sleep. Lucreos covered him with its tails from above. A few minutes later, ANBU arrived at the scene. They saw a huge black wolf with 12 tails. What is this? A new tailed beast? Many of the ANBU asked. I don't know, let's be quieter. Maybe he won't notice us, said the dog, taking out Minato's kunai. The ANBU hid in the foliage and dog stuck a kunai into the ground. A few seconds later, Minato appeared in a yellow flash. When he saw the wolf, he wanted to scream, but he pulled himself together in time. The ANBU told him that when they came, he was already here. Minato divided the ANBU into 2 teams and told them to look for Naruto's tracks. Minato himself quickly and quietly scattered kunai around the area. Naruto, where are you? Minato asked himself. When all the A and B were in their places, Minato decided to go out to the tailed beast. What are you? Are you another tailed beast? Minato said loudly. He was ready to teleport to one of the Kanai at any moment and start a fight. And hello to you too, Konoha people. No, I am not a tailed one. Even though I have 12 tails, I am the embodiment of darkness and light. Lucreos. I was summoned by your son, Minato Namikaze. What? Where is he? Minato asked in fear. Lucreos silently raised his tails. Naruto was snoring quietly on one of his tails. All the wounds he received during the destruction of the laboratory had already healed. Minato took Naruto in his arms and bowed to Lucreos as a sign of respect. Lucreos bowed back. Now he has only light at his disposal, said Lucreos briefly and disappeared. Minato took Naruto more comfortably into his hands, gathered all his Kanai, and together with the ANBU they headed back to Konoha. Liqueur had to undergo surgery due to a wound in her side, and Fugaku was monitoring the surgery, as Minato had asked him to oversee everything from the surgery and its results to her assignment to the ward. Liqueur came to after a few hours. Her side and arm were rebent. Rising up, she grabbed her head. Because she flew into the table from Orochimaru's blow, she had a concussion. She reached for a glass of water and drank a little, then returned it to its place. She remembered what happened. After Orochimaru hit her, she passed out for a while. Naruto bandaged her wounds and used teleportation to transfer her to Konoha. And then there were visions. Naruto is angry, fangs, claws, tails, and then a deafening roar. Naruto, covered in red demonic chakra, was unstoppable. He destroyed everything in front of him, and then the visions ended and Liqueur fell into darkness. Liqueur quietly cried, remembering this. A nurse passing by noticed movements in Liqueur's ward and called the heads, Dr. Fugaku and Minato. Tell me, what's wrong with Naruto? Is he okay? Where is he? How is he? Liqueur asked with tears in her eyes. He Chapter 5 He won't be able to use the darkness chakra anymore. He released all his chakra to prevent the destruction and killing that could be done by the Kyuubi in Naruto's form, Minato said regretfully. Liqueur started crying when she heard these words. She blamed herself for everything. If she had told him everything, none of this would have happened. See, can I visit him? Liqueur asked through tears. Yes, of course, Shikaku, please take her there. Okay, let's go. At this time, in another ward, a boy with white hair was lying. He was connected to life support machines. Nurses came every 15 minutes and transfused him with their chakra. Although Naruto was only 10 years old, his chakra center surpassed many, and now some nurses were coming for the third or even fourth time. Naruto opened his eyes and saw the light. Damn the light, eyes, damn my eyes, too bright, blinding, where am I? Don't worry, you haven't kicked the bucket yet, Naruto, you're inside yourself, or rather inside your consciousness, see? There's a seal of prohibition on the source of the darkness chakra. From now on, you won't be able to use darkness anymore, you're forbidden to do so. Now you only have light at your disposal, don't lose it please. A bright light, and Naruto woke up in a hospital room. Next to him sat a crying Liqueur. Somewhere in the distance stood Shikaku, who was smoking a cigarette. He was thinking about something of his own, or rather how he was able to withstand Orochimaru and also absorb the control of the Kyuubi. Naruto slightly twitched and opened his eyes, immediately met the tearful, joyful eyes of Liqueur. She hugged him and the tears flowed even more. A few minutes later, Minato came. He smiled and sat down next to him, put his hand on his forehead and then hugged him. After he was released, his eyes began to brighten. All the darkness began to recede, giving way to light. Now, Naruto's eyes were white-yellow with white hair. Yeah, I've been showing off too much. Well, what can I do? I'll have to fight with only light, Naruto said, sighing. It feels like you're complaining, Minato said skeptically. I'm not complaining, I'm indignant. I'm not used to the light at all. Damn, I'll have to adjust so many things. I'll have to remember my sleep schedule and lighting techniques. I'll have to buy light clothes. Wa. I'm so glad you're alive, Liqueur said, hugging Naruto. Naruto hugged her back. After waiting a bit, he took her cheeks and began to stretch them. Why didn't you tell me anything? Huh? Did you want to get your ass spanked? Naruto, stop, my cheeks hurt, wa. Naruto was not inclined and continued to hold her cheeks and then kissed her forehead and hugged her himself. Minato, seeing this, smiled, waved his hand to Shikodai and they left. When Minato and Shikaka went out into the corridor, an Anbu in a weasel mask appeared in front of them. Itachi? What happened? Minato asked in surprise. Hokage-sama, as you ordered me, I was watching Uzumaki, and when no one was in his room, Kushina-san came to him, and she visited him more than once. She poured her chakra into him and smiled. Why? Itachi, come to my office and I'll tell you everything. Minato and Itachi went to the Hokage's office, where Minato told Itachi everything. Itachi was very surprised by such events. He was surprised by Naruto and his temperament and reaction when he learned the truth. 3 days have passed. Naruto was discharged from the hospital and he and Sakura were walking from the store to their home. Walking along the human streets, they smiled at each other. When Naruto opened his eyes, many people shied away from this couple. One had white-yellow eyes, the other had black ones. And when some guys led by Menma called them demons and freaks, Sakura silently shoved a leek up her ass, of course with a snow-white smile on her face. Naruto dipped the others in the trash, closing the bins they took the purchases and continued on their way. Hokage-sama? Did you call? Naruto asked as he entered the Hokage's office. In the office was Minato himself and also Team 7, whose sensei was Kushina. The team included Sakura, Menma and Sasuke. Naruto was slightly surprised to see such a crowd. Kushina's eyes lit up when she saw Naruto. She looked at him with curiosity. Naruto scratched the back of his head and silently closed the door. Naruto, wait, Minato said with relief, getting up from the table. Naruto, hearing Minato's words, decided to return. Yes? Naruto asked, only his head poking out of the door. Minato put his head in his hands. Since you still need to rest and you still haven't restored your chakra level, I decided that you need to get some fresh air. So I'm going on a mission with them? Naruto interrupted. Menmu was not happy that Naruto interrupted his father. How dare you? This is my father, and he is the Hokage for a minute. Now apologize, pathetic commoner, Menma said, waving his arms. Naruto gave him an arrogant look and immediately kicked him in the face. In 10 years you'll be yapping at me, puppy, Naruto said with disdain. Yes, you are going on a mission with them. And what does it consist of? We need to escort the architect to the land of waves. Kushina intervened in turn. Did I ask you anything? Kushina-san, right now I'm talking to the Hokage, not you, so please don't interfere anymore. Commentary on Chapter 5. People, will you be able to surpass the 3rd generation in likes? Or did you not like this FIC? If you want, I can make another FIC on the same topic as the 3rd generation. Chapter 6 In 15 minutes at the central gate, Kushina commanded. Everyone nodded and went home. Menma went with Kushina, Sasuke alone as well as Sakura. Although she asked to go with him, he rejected her offer. Naruto also went home. At home, a sleeping Sakura was waiting for him. He quietly entered and, entering the room, began to quietly get ready. Taking a Tanto sword from the closet, he secured it to the left side of his back. After that he took out senbons. Securing them to his left and right forearms, he took out 2 scrolls in which fire and water were sealed. Taking kunai for the last time, he began to change clothes. Putting on a black and white t-shirt and beige pants, he put the scrolls in the pockets of his pants. So, senbons on the left and right forearms, sword on the left shoulder, kuni in the pouches, scrolls in the pockets of the pants. Great, I took everything. Time to move out, Naruto said in a whisper. Why are you so armed? What? Without darkness you're not so strong, huh? Are you afraid for your ass, Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, ahahaha? And good morning to you, Fox. No, I'm not afraid. If I die, I'll die. And I'm planning to do this because I have a bad feeling. Apparently, I got the feeling of bad from you. And even if I die, you'll die too, so you're alone, little fox. GRRR, I didn't give you anything and I won't give you anything, you pathetic little man. Enough, shut your mouth. Because Naruto raised his voice while talking to Kyubi and spoke loudly enough to wake Sakura up. She woke up to see Naruto's eyes were red and 3 stripes appeared on his cheeks. Having calmed down, Naruto's stripes disappeared and his eyes returned to their usual white and yellow color. Turning towards Sakura, he saw that she was looking at him with frightened eyes and was tightly squeezing the blanket with her hands. He smiled at her, which calmed her down. Where are you going so early? And why are you dressed like that? Sakura asked, straightening out the blanket. The Hokage gave me a mission in the team. and I will be gone for about 2 to 3 days. Can I come with you? Better not, I don't want to risk you if something goes wrong. Better rest and walk around the village. Buy yourself some clothes or something tasty. Okay, I'm going. Naruto kissed her forehead and disappeared in a flash. Kushina got ready and went to the residence at Minato's request. Before that, she sent Menma to the gate and told them to wait for her if she was late. She knocked on the office door and entered. Why did Minato ask you to come? Kushina asked, sitting down on the sofa. Why did you come to Naruto when he was in the hospital? Minato asked in a serious tone. These words threw Kushina off course and she hesitated slightly. Well, he is the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails and we can't allow him to be unable to fight for long, Kushina said uncertainly. I see, okay, you can go, Minato said with a sigh. Kushina nodded and left the office. Kushina, don't lie to yourself at least, Minato said into the void. Kushina was walking down the street and her own conscience was eating her. Why didn't she say that Naruto was as dear to her as Minato? Who knows? Where is Kushina-san? Sasuke asked. The Hokage called her, she'll be here soon, Menma said. Okay, about Kushina-san it's clear, but where is this architect? Where the hell is he? Asked Naruto, cleaning his sword with grease. Don't tell me where he is, Sasuke asked. 5 minutes later Kushina came. Kushina-san, yes, this architect is walking around. Sakura began to appear. Oh my god, shut up, your voice is so squeaky, Naruto said, putting his sword back into its sheath. Sakura wrinkled her face and looked angrily at Naruto. 10 minutes later, the architect himself came up with a bottle of sake. Seeing the children, he wrinkled his face. And these kids will protect me? Ha, they're weak, besides that, he gives off anger and strength, he said, pointing at Naruto. Point your finger at me again and I'll cut it off, Naruto said, grabbing the handle of his sword. The architect swallowed nervously. Okay, it's time to move out. Tazuna-san, lead the way, Kushina said, gesturing with his hands for him to go first. Oh okay, let's go. Chapter 7 The team walked along the road. Kushina walked in front, Sasuke walked on the left, Menma on the right, Sakura walked with Tazuna, Naruto brought up the rear. Walking along the road, Naruto noticed 2 puddles on its edge. Kushina also noticed them and began to look at her students and also at Naruto. Kushina, looking at Naruto, noticed the glint of metal on Naruto's left forearm. Senbons? Did he notice too? Kushina thought to herself. When was the last time it rained? Naruto suddenly interrupted the silence. 2 or 3 days ago, I think, Sakura said uncertainly. Naruto, after listening to her, threw 2 senbon towards the puddles. Come out, I found you, Naruto said into the void. The puddles stirred slightly and from them at high speed, but as soon as they appeared from the senbons a bright light began to emanate. Gozu and Meizu closed their eyes and put their hands in a block. Naruto slowly began to take out his sword. Menma, Sakura, Sasuke turned their heads towards Naruto. They had frightened eyes. Naruto silently and slowly took out his sword and slowly walked towards them. The light disappeared and Naruto suddenly accelerated. He passed between them, appearing. Behind their backs his sword was covered in blood. Naruto shook the sword, the blood flowed and Naruto returned the sword to the sheath and at the same moment the brothers' heads began to slide off their bodies. Naruto turned to the others with emotionless eyes. There was no pity, no grief, no joy in them. Sasuke looked at him with surprised and shocked eyes. Sakura covered her mouth with her hands and tears began to well up in her eyes. Menma did not understand at all what happened, and Tazuna drank quietly. Let's go, Naruto said indifferently. Kushina looked at him with frightened eyes. She didn't think he had become so cruel. She thought it was because he was angry at her. But no, this anger and indifference began to manifest in him because of the loss of darkness. The darkness had been with him since birth. When they began to get rid of it en masse every day, the darkness gene manifested itself in him. That's when Naruto himself began to beat up the Konoha shinobi. The light appeared in him when Sakura appeared in his life. She was his ray in his meaningless life. And Naruto? Why did you kill them? Kushina-san didn't tell you to fight. Why are you so stupid? Sakura began to appear after coming to her senses. She wanted to say something else, but a sword in Naruto's face immediately appeared in front of her face. His eyes were white-yellow, the pupil twisted into a spiral. Say one more word in my direction and I'll cut your tongue out, got it? Naruto asked, running his sword across her cheeks. Sakura nodded silently, tears welling up in her eyes again. Naruto smiled. That's a clever girl. He patted her on the back with a happy smile. Everyone had mixed feelings about this performance. Kushina didn't understand what Naruto was anymore. Menma was angry at him for his actions and his strength. Sasuke became jealous of his strength. They walked further, and when they almost reached the village of waves, Naruto felt someone's presence. But it was too late. Naruto crossed his arms and put them in a block in front of his face. A huge sword flew at him. It cut Naruto's hands and stuck into a tree. Zabuza crossing the sword hit Naruto in the block. Damn Zabuza! Naruto said, pulling his hand out of the tree. Who are you working for this time? Gato, Zabuza said briefly in response to his words. It's clear. Blood was flowing down Naruto's hands. Zabuza got off the sword and took it in his hands. Naruto was barely able to get the sword out. The blood began to flow from the wounds even more and began to flow down his hands. Well then, one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist, Zabuza's Momochi, I accept your challenge, Naruto said as he raised his sword. I know that you have lost your darkness, which means that you are now more vulnerable than ever, Zabuza said, smiling. Sure, damn it, Kushina-san, Sasuke, Sakura and Menma protect the old man. Zabuza is mine. A spiral appeared in Naruto's eyes and his eyes turned completely white. Zabuza began to attack with a sweeping blow. He began to swing his sword around himself trying to hit Naruto. Naruto was forced to retreat. Naruto threw his tanto at Zabuza and ran at him. Zabuza blocked the tanto flying at him, which left him open for a blow. Naruto hit him in the solar plexus, then in the face, and at the end of a series of blows with a roundhouse kick, he hit Zabuza in the neck, which sent him flying, landing on the ground. Naruto took the tanto in his hands, hid it in its sheath and began to make seals. Light element, bright step, Naruto said as his feet glowed. Naruto began to move from side to side, leaving behind the remains of himself. Naruto took out his tanto again and stopped in front of Zabuza and threw senbons at him. The rest did the same. Suddenly, someone appeared near Zabuza. It was a man in a mask with the sign of the mist. He grabbed Zabuza by the arm and took his sword in his other hand and carried it away. So I made it, Naruto said, standing sideways to those leaving. Naruto sheathed his tanto and blood began to flow from his mouth. He turned pale and moved slowly and heavily. Let's go, architect, lead the way, Naruto said and fell to his knees and then fell completely to the ground. Chapter 8 Opening his eyes, Naruto saw the stream of the hut. Trying to get up, he was pierced by pain in his legs, arms and head. He saw that he was wearing only a t-shirt and pants, and his entire torso, arms and legs were bandaged. Getting to his feet, he trudged to the exit. Having taken his tanto with him before, he did not see his vest and scrolls. Near the exit, he was met by a girl with dark hair. Are you awake yet? She asked with a smile. Yes, what's your name? Naruto asked. My name is Tsunami, what's yours? She asked in response. Naruto Uzumaki, do you know where mine are? And it seems like they went to training. Thank you, how long ago did we come to you? Tsunami thought. Probably 7 to 10 hours ago. Thank you. Naruto walked out of the hut. When he came out, he saw Menma on the threshold, holding one of the scrolls in his hands. Open it and I'll bite your head off along with your neck, do you understand me? Naruto said simply, holding the bare blade of his sword to Menma's neck. Because Naruto did this unexpectedly, Menma jerked and dropped the scroll from his hands. Naruto caught it and put it in his pants pocket. Not far away were Kushina, Sasuke and Sakura. After Kushina brought Naruto to Tazuna's house and put him to bed. Kushina-san? Why did Naruto start bleeding from his mouth and fall unconscious? You just need to show off less. You built yourself up to be a cool and strong shinobi, but in reality you fizzled out after one fight, weakling, Menma said arrogantly and grinning. You see, children, every person has their own weaknesses. Naruto has a large reserve of chakra. This is his plus and his minus, Kushina began to tell. Why? Sakura asked. During battles, the more chakra you have, the more techniques you can use, but Naruto did not have a full supply of chakra, and apparently he had less than half of the entire supply. Since he started bleeding from his mouth, it means he spent too much chakra. And Kushina, Sasuke and Menma noticed Naruto holding a sword to Menma's neck and ran towards them, hiding the scroll in his pants. He was about to leave, but noticed his vest on Menma. He kicked Menma in the back. Menma flew into a tree face first and fell to the ground, turned over and started coughing. Naruto immediately appeared in front of him, his eyes wide and grinning evilly. What are you doing? Are you completely out of your mind, puppy? You even put my vest on yourself? You bitch. Naruto had a Senbon in his hand. It was glowing and vibrating. Pray, I'll finish you off right here, scum. Naruto's voice was like the voice of a beast. Tsunami heard Naruto and Menma arguing and decided to look out and ask why they were arguing. When she came out, she saw Naruto kicking Menma, and in an instant she appeared in front of him and put Saban to his neck. Stop, Naruto! What are you doing? Kushina shouted, running up to the two. Kushina-san, you know that you can't touch what's not yours, so why the hell is this scum touching something that doesn't belong to him? Huh! It looks like your son doesn't know shit about this, Naruto said, bringing the Saban closer. Kushina slapped him in the face in response to his words. How dare you call yourself a shinobi if you are ready to kill your teammate because of something? Naruto hit her back and she flew back. And you're going to lecture me now? Naruto asked, ripping Menma's vest off and then hitting him in the nose with his knee. Naruto walked towards Kushina and stopped when he approached her. How dare you call yourself a shinobi if you abandoned your own son? Huh! What a teacher of morality. Naruto said this so that the others would not hear. Naruto threw the Senbon at a huge boulder and silently went into the house. When Naruto left, the sound of a crumbling stone was heard from the side of the stone. A column of light emanated from under it, which melted the same stone. The children stood in shock. Menma was shaking, drooling. Kushina lay in shock and tried to digest the words Naruto had given her. Of course, she understood that Naruto would hardly accept her or even forgive her, from Minato's stories. She learned that Naruto had grown up very serious and angry at everyone he didn't know and who was against him, as well as who wanted to harm his family and friends. 5 minutes later, Naruto came back out. He took off his t-shirt and showed everyone his pumped-up muscles. He threw the t-shirt over his shoulder and went deep into the forest. Having gone into the thicket of the forest, he found a place where the light fell a little. Sitting in the lotus position, he began to meditate. An hour passed and Naruto opened his eyes. They were black with a white elongated pupil. The chakra reserve has not yet been restored, although I have absorbed enough chakra for the Sage mode. Well, okay, let's go. Commentary on Chapter 8. This is Naruto's Iron Sage mode. https://sun1-18, userapi, com/yepx3h6kvpnbbktrp0 mbakboukaham 8 noah/v952l5yuI8w, jpg. Chapter 9 Kushina went into the forest after Naruto to call him for dinner. She walked forward, skirting branches and fallen trees. After walking a little further, she heard the sound of something concentrated. Genome of light flash. The whole area was flooded with bright light, and when it disappeared, Naruto appeared to the world. He was all in sweat. He was training with his clone. Each of them had a Senbon filled with light chakra in their hand. Naruto dodged the clone's attacks and began to counterattack. The clone jumped onto a tree. Naruto followed him. As soon as they both landed on the tree, they simultaneously knocked each other's Senbons out, and now the fight was in pure taijutsu. Why did you come, Kushina-san? Naruto suddenly asked, standing with his back to her. AAA, it's time to go to dinner, let's go, Kushina said uncertainly and trembling. Okay, Naruto put on a t-shirt. Everyone was already having dinner at Tazuna's house. Kushina brought Naruto and they joined the others. 5 minutes later, a gloomy child came out. Why did you stay? Gato will kill you anyway, he said in a gloomy voice. It won't kill you, Naruto interrupted him while eating freshly brewed ramen. He'll kill you, the boy repeated a little nervously. It won't kill you, Naruto repeated in a calm voice. He'll kill you. The boy's voice became even more nervous. It won't kill you, Naruto continued to irritate him. He'll kill you. The boy began to scream. Naruto called up to him with a hand gesture. I'll tell you what, Naruto said, calling him. The boy approached reluctantly. Everyone looked up from their food, curious about what Naruto would say. Bend over and I'll whisper something in your ear, Naruto said. As soon as the boy bent down, Naruto gave him a flick so hard that the boy flew out of the house. Breaking through the wall, Naruto stood up, stretched, and walked towards the boy. Gato this, Gato that, Gato that, Gato won't do anything to any of us anymore. Do you know why? Because people fight, not money, Naruto said and left again, leaving everyone with their thoughts and feelings. A new day dawned. Naruto still hadn't shown up. Kushina-san? What are we going to do? Naruto hasn't come yet, Sakura asked. I don't know, the assignment said that we had to protect Tazuna-san until he finished building the bridge, or the threat was eliminated. So we stay and protect? Menma asked. It turns out that way. Sasuke supported him. At this time at Gato. Gato was sitting in his cabin on the ship. There was a knock on his door. Who's there? Gato asked displeasedly. There was another knock on his door. Come on in already, shouted Gato. There was a knock again. Grrrr, yes, come in, Aurea. An incomprehensible sound and the lever flies out of the hinges. Good fucking morning, Naruto said as he walked in. In both Naruto's hands were swords made of light. Gato, seeing Naruto, began to press himself into the chair and tremble with fear. Who are you and what do you want here? Gato asked timidly. Hello, I'm Naruto and I'm your death. I won't mess around with you for long, so I'll burn everything here to the ground, Naruto said, throwing one of the swords over his shoulder. Gato's gaze turned to the deck. It was all strewn with corpses and there was one continuous pool of blood. His men lay dead and all were headless. Genome of light, cradle of dawn, light began to radiate from Naruto. It embraced the entire ship and instantly burned it along with those who were on it. Naruto jumped onto the shore and began to shake himself off. Damn it, you've stained my pants, damn it, I burned everything, even his money, why am I so unlucky? Naruto exhaled a stream of light in the form of a beam from his mouth. Okay, time to go to ours, Naruto said and went to his. At this time, Kushina with the guys and Tazuna were standing near the bridge. All the workers were there. Tazuna called them. They discussed who would do what and got to work. Kushina left Sasuke with Tsunami and her son Inari. Since Gato sent people before Naruto arrived, they were already approaching the bridge builder's house. They knocked on the door, but no one opened it for them. One of them kicked the door, and it opened. As soon as the door opened completely, Sasuke jumped out at them and stuck a kunai in the neck of one and threw senbons at the second. Having killed them, he dragged them into the bushes and ran to his own. At this time, Kushina was already fighting Zabuza. Menma and Sakura were fighting Zabuza's henchmen. I'm Haku, sorry, but you're going to die today. He took the senbon in his hand and ran towards Mensa and Sakura. Throwing senbon at Menma, Haku began to form unknown seals. Kushina saw this and did not understand. What are these seals? Kushina asked, surprised and shocked. Haha, Haku has an enhanced genomics, so he needs other seals to create the technique, Zabuza told her. Haku created mirrors around Menma and Sakura. Haku entered one of the mirrors and began throwing senbon at Menma. Menma took a kunai and began to deflect the senbon. Because Haku was stronger and faster than Mensa, after a few minutes Mensa resembled a hedgehog. His entire back was covered in senbon. He could barely stand on his feet. Sakura ran up to him, and taking out the senbon, began to heal him. So you are a medic, then I will kill you first, Haku said, preparing a new senbon. Haku began to move to another mirror and at that time threw senbon at Sakura. At that time Sasuke came and repelled his attack. Sakura, heal Menma's wounds and I will cover you. As soon as you heal him, run away from here, Sasuke said, taking two kunai in his hands. Are you sure you can escape? Haku asked him. Sure. Haku began to attack Sasuke. Sasuke responded to his senbon and ice mirrors by activating a 2-volume Sharingan. Wow, so you have an enhanced genome too? Haku said as he moved from one mirror to another. Sasuke threw a kunai at him, but it just flew off the mirror. Haku began to move to another mirror. Sasuke reacted and threw a kunai at him. Haku blocked it and threw a senbon in turn. The senbon flew into Sasuke's shoulder. Haku began to change positions again. Sasuke began to fold seals and breathe a fireball at him. Haku hid in another mirror from the unexpected attack. Jokes aside, said Haku. He took 3 senbon in each hand and began to move quickly from mirror to mirror. Sasuke, unable to keep up with Haku, began to miss attacks. In a few minutes, he was covered in senbon. His arms, legs, back, shoulders were covered. You're finished. Haku prepared new senbons. Haku flew out of the mirror, turned to the 3 and was about to release senbons at them when Naruto's foot flew into his face and he grabbed him by the mask and flew with him a good 10 meters. Naruto pressed Haku into the ground and dragged him. Noticing that Kushina was fighting Zabuza, he hurried to them. Kushina was holding kunai in her hands. Zabuza his decapitator. Kushina began to attack with a horizontal blow and Zabuza with a vertical one. Naruto instantly appeared between them and put his hands out to block both blows at once. But his hands became insubstantial and turned into light. Kushina's blow hit Naruto's entire body. Right before the blow, Kushina changed her attack, changing it to horizontal. As a result, Naruto had a deep wound from his left hip to his left shoulder. Zabuza's blow was much more terrible and fatal. Because Naruto appeared unexpectedly, Zabuza did not have time to stop the blow, and Zabuza's sword pierced Naruto's right collarbone and went halfway into his body. Naruto fell to his right knee due to the wounds. "You're not fucking hitting me," Naruto said, trying to pull out Zabuza's sword with his left hand and spitting out the blood that had already flowed out of his mouth and was already running down his neck. Kushina, seeing Naruto's condition, covered her mouth with her hand and Zabuza let go of the sword. The sword began to fall to the ground, cutting Naruto's inner tissue. "Zabuza, there is no reason for us to fight anymore. I killed Gato." Commentary on Chapter 9. I deleted the hacker because he didn't work for you at all. And by the way, where the fuck are the likes and reviews? Chapter 10 Naruto tried to pull out Zabuza's sword, pulling it out and throwing it aside. Naruto stood up and swayed a little. He suddenly clenched his hands into fists and tensed his whole body. The wounds began to heal, disappearing without a trace. "Phew, there are no wounds, but it still hurts," Naruto said, raising and lowering shoulders. "Zabuza, if we've decided everything, then maybe we should go our separate ways?" "Good, I don't need to sit here anymore. Goodbye, Haku. We're leaving." Zabuza took his sword. Haku walked up to him and they disappeared into the trees. Naruto sat down a little and grabbed his shoulder. He grimaced a little and walked towards Tazuna's house. Everyone followed him. "Damn, I thought I'd kick the bucket right there from your attacks," Naruto said, lying on the floor in the star pose. Everyone rested for another 15 minutes and began to get ready. Naruto put on his vest, put 2 scrolls in its pockets and was ready to go. Menma, like Sasuke and Sakura, was collecting futons. Kushina was waiting for them at the exit of the house. Naruto went outside and sat down on a stone. His breathing was heavy. He sighed often and squeezed his vest and t-shirt on his chest. He grimaced a little again and stood up. "So what? Are we going or not?" Naruto asked, turning to them. "If everyone is gathered, then we'll head back to the village," Kushina commanded. The children nodded to her and began to leave the house. When Kushina and the children were already leaving, Tazuna called out to them. "Thank you for everything. Despite the fact that this mission was C rank, you did not refuse to continue the mission. Thank you very much. And in honor of the fact that you, a boy, killed Gato and saved our entire country, I will name the bridge in your honor," Tazuna said. "It's not worth it. I'm a shinobi, which means I have to fight not for merit, but simply because I have to," Naruto said and left. "Excuse me, how old is he and what is his name?" Tazuna asked Kushina. "His name is Naruto Uzumaki. He is 10 years old and he is the owner of the genome of light," Kushina said with a smile, looking at his back. When the whole team came to Konoha, the children went home except Naruto. He went straight to the residence like Kushina. She tried to get him to talk the whole way. "So Naruto? How was the mission?" Kushina asked him. "Relatively well," Naruto answered her. "Why relatively?" "I hate surprises during missions and misunderstandings about them," Naruto answered her dryly. Kushina, seeing Naruto's dry response and dissatisfied with the conversation, drooped. A few minutes later, they approached the office. "Please come in first and I'll come later," Naruto said, sitting down on the sofa that was to the left of the door to the Hokage's office. "Let's go in together." "I refuse." "Come in already." Kushina came in all downcast. Minato noticed this and asked what happened. She first reported to him about the mission, then about the demon brothers and Zabuza, and then about the squabble with Menma, then about the conversation with Naruto. Minato felt sorry for her and said that Naruto does not forgive mistakes. After Kushina cried a little, she left. After her, Naruto came. "Hi Dad, I'm going away for a little while." "For what?" "Just business. I don't agree that I won't be able to use the darkness anymore. I won't just leave that seal. I'll get the darkness back and become myself again. Knowing you, I can't talk you out of it. I'll just say one thing. Take care of yourself, son." "Certainly, I'm leaving." Naruto disappeared in a flash. He returned home. Lakura was standing in the kitchen, preparing dinner. "Hello, civilians," Naruto said as he entered the kitchen. "Yee!" Lakura yelled as she ran up to Naruto and jumped on him. She hugged him tightly. Naruto responded in kind. How are you doing here without me? Naruto asked, putting Lakura down on the floor. I must say it wasn't bad. I walked around Konoha, bought myself some new clothes and just relaxed. How was the mission? Lakura asked as she went back to cooking. Naruto told her all the events that happened during the mission and also told her how Menma stole his vest and how he showed off the entire mission. Naruto also told her about the situation with his family, that Minato is his father, and he maintains a relationship with him, and Kushina is his mother, and she did not accept him as her son at an early age. Menma and Atsuka are his brother and sister. He can't stand Menma. He is neutral towards Atsuka. Lakura, having heard all this, was upset by such news and could only sympathize with him. I feel sorry for you, Lakura said in a sad voice. She lightly hit the table with the handle of the ladle and simply stared at one point. Hey, what's wrong? There's no need to feel sorry about that. I'm happy because I have you. Naruto picked up Lakura and sat her on his lap before hugging her. Lakura hugged him back. Lakura, I have a question for you, Naruto said in a displeased voice. This tone made Lakura wary. Yes? Why didn't you tell me that you also have the darkness genome like me? I was afraid that you would hate me. We have been through a lot together and have become so close that I was afraid if I revealed to you that I am also a carrier of the darkness genome, Lakura said, lowering her head. Naruto raised his hand. Lakura saw this and shrank back, closing her eyes. Naruto raised his hand above her head, lowered it, and stroked her head. Stupid, I will never break the bonds between us, and so, if you have the darkness genome, you need to be taught how to use it, even though I don't have it anymore. I know everything about it. Come on, dress better, Naruto said, looking at Lakura, who was in shorts and a t-shirt. Get dressed and let's go to the backyard. What should I wear? Lakura asked. The darkness genome obliges you to feel everything that touches your body, so I think you better wear some kind of tight suit, Naruto said, taking out a scroll. Lakura went to her room. Naruto took 2 scrolls and went to the backyard and waited there for Lakura. 5 minutes later, Lakura came. She was wearing a tight dark blue suit. So, Lakura, show me what you can do. Okay, Maten. Chapter 11 Not bad, not bad. You know quite a lot of dark techniques. But I will show you one very interesting technique. Genome of light, dust and small stones began to gather around Naruto. They began to gather in a circle and rise up. When they completely covered Naruto, all the dust began to glow. Among the dust, a kind of liquid light began to appear. It completely enveloped the dust, and then Naruto screamed and all this dust rushed like a wave to the trees. Having hit the trees, all the so-called liquid light began to absorb the trees. The places where the trees came into contact with the light began to burn. Well, something like that, Naruto said, crushing almost all the trees in the backyard. Lakura looked at this with wide eyes and a slight smile. Lakura, you can use this technique too, only instead of light you need to use darkness and naturally substitute other words, Naruto said, handing her the scroll. What is this? Lakura asked, taking the scroll from Naruto. This is a scroll with dark techniques. I will not leave for long to remove the seal from the center of the dark chakra. I promise that I will try to do it as quickly as possible, and to be more precise, I will not leave. I will be in my subconscious and will be there until I remove the seal, Naruto said with a sad voice. When they took away my ability to control the darkness, I became defenseless, vulnerable and weak. Darkness was everything to me. Yes, I have light too, but it is not as close to me as darkness. Darkness has been with me since early childhood, and light appeared when you and Dad appeared. Darkness is my everything, Naruto said, looking down. Hey, what's wrong with you? I believe in you. You will get your darkness back and come back to me, Lakura said, hugging Naruto. Naruto hugged her back. Lakura, I will leave the village so that there is no threat. Many know about my abilities, but they do not know that I have lost my darkness, so, this is a forced measure. I understand everything. Take care of yourself. Naruto kissed her forehead and started getting ready. After getting ready, he said goodbye to her and went to Minato. His whole family was in his office: Kushina, Menma, and Akira. Sorry, Hokage-sama, I'll come by a little later, Naruto said as he left and closed the door behind him. No, wait, why did you come? Minato stopped him. I'd like a solo mission for a long time, preferably for a week, of course, if there is one, Naruto said, adjusting the pouches and scrolls on both hips. So you decided to leave after all so that there would be no threat to Sakura and me? Naruto, how much you are taking on yourself? Minato said to himself. So is it? Naruto asked him, which brought Minato out of his thoughts. Yes, there is. A mission to destroy. We need to destroy a gang of Nukenin on the border with Kiri. They have been attacking both borders for a long time, which provokes both sides into conflict. Damn, the mist again. It looks like these Nukenin are plotting a war between fire and mist. If such a war really happens, then other countries will not stay away and the era of the Fourth Shinobi War will begin, Naruto said looking out the window. Kushina, Menma, and Akira were greatly surprised by Naruto's words and intelligence. Okay, I'll deal with them. Naruto disappeared. Naruto appeared far away from Konoha. He formed seals and used summoning. A completely white wolf with 6 tails and twice the size of normal wolves appeared under him. Hello, Lucreos, long time no see. You're right, a long time ago. Where are we heading? First to the border with Kiri and then we go to a secluded place and enter my subconscious and remove the seal from the center of the chakra of darkness, Naruto said jumping on the back of Lucreos. If you take it off immediately and without any respite, you will die, said Lucreos jumping from branch to branch. Understood. 2 hours later, Lucreos delivered Naruto to the border, and then, as if by chance, these Nukenin appeared. Naruto immediately shot one with a beam of light, which is why he died. Who are you? Asked one of the Nukenin. I am Naruto Uzumaki, let's get acquainted, and you are Missing Nin, who attacked both grants, thereby provoking both sides to accuse each other of attacks? Ha, and you understood what we want, you are not stupid. Where are you from, boy? Asked the leader of the Nukenin. I'm from Konoha, and now you're going to die, Naruto said taking out a kunai. Having filled the kunai with light chakra, he began to advance on them. The kunai filled with light chakra increased in size and now its blade was the size of a tanto. Naturally, this size was from the chakra. Naruto suddenly tore off and instantly killed 2 Missing Nin. Agric, Magnetism style, Iron Curtain, said the leader of the Nukenin. Naruto dodged the attack by doing a backflip. Then leaning on his hands, he jumped onto his feet and retreated 3 meters back. Ha, Magnetism style, what's your name, uncle? Naruto asked, rolling up his sleeves. My name is Kurosaka Ori. The leader of the Nukenin answered him. Okay, Kurosaka Ori, I am the owner of the light genome and let's do it this way. If I lose, I will join you and unconditionally follow your orders, and if I win, you will all become my subordinates. The fight will be between you and me, Kurosaka. Do you agree to the bet? All the Missing Nin and Kurosaka nodded their heads. Kurosaka and Naruto moved away from the others. As soon as they stood opposite each other, a wind blew. It tore a leaf from a tree and carried it into the distance. The leaf flew over the 2 of them and settled between them in the middle, and at that very moment, Kurosaka's head began to slide off his neck. A line appeared on his neck and blood gushed out of it like a fountain, and his head slid off completely. Kurosaka's body hit the ground, fell to his knees and then collapsed to the ground. As soon as Kurosaka's body fell, the heads of the other Missing Nin also flew off their shoulders. I will never in my life negotiate with pathetic Missing Nin, Naruto said, throwing away the kunai that was covered in the blood of these very Missing Nin. After he killed all the Missing Nin, he went first to the Kiri shinobi. They took him with hostility as soon as they saw him on the horizon. Naruto said that they were attacked by Missing Nin. As proof, he gave them a scroll with the Missing Nin's bodies. A few hours later, the Kiri shinobi agreed to settle this oversight peacefully. Now Naruto's path lay to his country, coming to the Fire Shinobi. He gave them the same scroll as the Kiri shinobi. After the shinobi of both countries converged in one place and settled everything through negotiations, Naruto sent a clone to Konoha to report, and to say that Naruto would be gone for a while. Naruto went deep into the forest. Finding an old tree, he burned its core. Sitting in the place of the burnt core, Naruto assumed the lotus position. And so, let the darkness return to me, Naruto said and closed his eyes. Chapter 12 Entering the subconscious, Naruto appeared in front of a mahogany cage. The entire cage was covered in gold plates. The fox that sat behind this cage woke up. Why did you come, little man? For my power, huh? My power is all you people need, Kyubi said, snapping. Shut your mouth. I don't need your power, for now, right now, I came for my power, and until I get it back, I'm not leaving here, got it? Agagurg. Naruto went deep into his subconscious. Having gone far enough and deep into himself, 3 chakra centers appeared before him. There will be no photo, there will be Lakura. At the end, on the side of each of them was an inscription: Chakra Center, Dark Chakra Center, Light Chakra Center. A seal was placed on the Dark Chakra Center. It was in the form of a large sheet of paper from a scroll that was torn from below. As soon as Naruto touched the seal, Lucreos appeared near him. "Well? Do you see?" "I'll remove your seal," said Lucreos, lying down and resting his head on his paws. "We'll see," Naruto answered him briefly. Naruto walked away from the seal. He squatted down and began to write something on the water with his finger. He sat like that for about 15 hours, and then he approached the seal again. "I whisper to speak. When I speak, I pronounce letters, the letters build words, the words in turn build sentences, and sentences lines, lines create text, text that turns into a seal, seal, template break." Naruto shouted, drawing symbols on the seal with blood. Having drawn everything, he put his palm to it all. Blood gushed out from under his palm and began to cover the entire seal. As soon as the seal absorbed all the blood, the symbols disappeared, and then Naruto was thrown into the wall. Naruto merged into the wall in 2 meters. Having torn off his arms and head, he began to tear off his legs, coming out of the wall. Naruto again approached the seal. "Damn, how so? I thought if I used the blood and light seal, the seal would at least weaken, but no, it didn't give a damn, it didn't even burn anywhere, what the hell?" 3 years have passed. Naruto was still sitting in the lotus position. Lakura had become more feminine. Her forms had begun to appear. She missed Naruto very much and was sad. Minato turned over in his chair almost every evening and looked out the window. He missed Naruto. He dreamed of finally getting a falcon with a message from him. In the coming months, they were planning to hold the Chunin exam. The participants were from Sand, Fire and Lightning. Naruto opened his eyes. His body was still muscular, sinewy, and had grown a little. Naruto stood up and staggered a little because of the unfamiliarity. It was dark around. As soon as he completely burned the entire tree, light attacked him. Naruto's eyes and pupils narrowed sharply. Covering his eyes with his hand, Naruto began to get out of the forest from memory. In 3 years, it had changed a lot. New trees had grown. Many bushes and small trees had grown, coming to the border. He was met by a patrol of border guards. They surrounded him and began to interrogate him. Naruto silently activated the spirals in his eyes and one of the border guards immediately remembered him. But it was too late. Naruto sent them flying with a wave of his hand before slightly burning them with light. Naruto became light and moved to a lifeless part of the forest. "Ha, Sai, Naruto yelled throughout the forest. "Damn. 3 years in vain. I haven't made any progress in removing the seal. Just no progress. No fucking thing. Having poured out everything that was in his soul, he suddenly began to clutch his stomach. His body began to burn. One of his eyes turned red with an elongated pupil. "You'll manage, Fleecart," Naruto said to the overpowering Kyuubi. Taking full control of himself again, he decided to finally return to Konoha. Appearing right in the middle of the house, Naruto looked around out of habit. Everything had changed. Naruto scratched his head and thought that he had entered the wrong house. Climbing up to the 2nd floor, he noticed a sealed door. Opening it, he saw furniture covered with film. "Oh no, I'm at the right address, Lakura, thank you." Naruto himself had changed a lot. His short cropped white hair stood on end. His body was still muscular. But Naruto had grown a lot in 3 years. He went downstairs and as soon as he saw the couch, he immediately fell onto it to sleep. Lakura, returning home, immediately felt someone's chakra. Entering the hall, she saw a guy of about 13 snoring on the couch. Approaching him, she saw familiar features in him. And looking at his white hair, she recognized Naruto in him. Dropping everything, she jumped on him, which woke him up. Naruto barely opened his eyes. As soon as he saw Lakura, he hugged her, rolled over onto his right side and fell asleep again. Waking up the next morning, Naruto woke up in his room. Going downstairs, he noticed that Lakura was busy in the kitchen. Having laid out breakfast, she told him to sit down at the table. After eating, Naruto went to the residence. All the passing residents cast surprised and interested glances at him. Entering the office, he immediately began with words. "Father, have I really changed that much in 3 years?" Naruto asked, scratching the back of his head. In Minato's place sat a man with black hair. "And who the fuck are you?" Naruto asked him, a little irritated. A minute and the man jumped up. He raised his hand to strike and was about to strike. But then he noticed some flashes in the air. Having come to his senses, he saw how his hands and feet were tied with a fishing line. There was also a fishing line on his throat. Naruto opened his left palm and fishing lines appeared on the tips of his fingers. Answer who you are, Naruto said, sitting down on the sofa. Then Minato entered the door. This is Fugaku Uchiha, my friend. As soon as we saw you, he offered to test you, Minato said, sitting down in a chair. Naruto let go of Fugaku. I see there are more people here than usual. Is something planned? Yes, the Chunin exam. Will you participate? Fugaku asked him. Why the hell do I need it? I'm a jounin, I'm going to your exam. Okay, then will you take care of security? Okay, Lakura and I will provide you with our services, Naruto said with a predatory smile. Commentary on Chapter 12. https://sun9-71 userapi com/j5bj7nsczbzqhfkh.jjjygvscqd2qjkcbia/tcalldbcj8h0 jpg. This is Lakura. Chapter 13 Naruto and Lakura started getting ready. Lakura took her sword, secured it behind her back, took kunai, saban and 3 scrolls of water, air and lightning. Naruto also took a sword, fishing line, kunai, saban, scrolls of fire and earth. Leaving the house, they put on masks and went to the residence. People looked at them with interest and some fear. Having reached the residence, they entered Minato's office. All the jounin were already there. When Naruto and Lakura entered the office, all the jounin turned in their direction and looked at them in surprise. Hokage-sama, we have come. What is our task? Naruto asked him. Okay, these are the jounin and sensei of all those participating in the Chunin exam. Your task is to protect all civilians and those participating in the exam, and if anything, to separate those fighting among themselves. You yourself will observe everyone from the sidelines. The first stage of the exam begins in 1 hour. Get to your task. There is Hokage-sama, Lakura said, and they left. Lakura and Naruto jumped onto a tree branch that was near the room where the first round of the exam was to be held. Having settled down on the branch more comfortably, Naruto and Lakura began to watch through the window. 45 minutes later, the participants of the first round began to enter the classroom. So it's 9 o'clock in the afternoon. The first stage begins, Naruto said. There are sand, lightning, and even Miss Shinobi here. The first and second stages will be interesting, Lakura said with a smile. You're right, they'll be interesting. The main thing is that everything goes smoothly without any interference from the other side, Naruto said, looking at the children who were sitting in the places they were told to. You're right. Oh, look, Ibiki Marino is coming and with him are 2 more jounin. Who are they? Iruka Umino and Kakashi Hatake. Iruka is a teacher at the academy and Kakashi Hatake has a Sharingan, and was most likely asked to help monitor the students so they don't cheat. Lakura and Naruto continued to watch. So kids, I am Ibiki Marino and these are my assistants who will help me on this exam. I am Iruka Umino. And I am Kakashi Hatake. The children, hearing the name Kakashi, began to talk quietly among themselves. They looked at each other and told each other what they knew about him. Now Iruka Umino and Kakashi Hatake will hand you sheets of paper with questions. There are 9 questions. You have 15 minutes to answer them. At the end of the exam, I will ask you the last 10th question. Kakashi and Iruka took the sheets of paper and began to distribute them. Those who have already received the sheets can begin. The children began to answer questions. Naruto and Lakura began to watch more closely. Naruto, everything seems to be going well. Let's hope that everything will continue this way. Hey, what are those 2 doing over there? Ibiki asked Kakashi and Iruka quietly. Their job is to ensure the safety of the exam participants, Kakashi answered. Will they be able to? The one in the fox mask looks like a 13-year-old boy. I doubt he can do anything worthwhile. And then the guy with the fox mask turns to face him. He takes off the mask. His white-yellow eyes stare into his soul. He grins, showing him his fangs. Don't you dare underestimate me, Marino! A quiet whisper reached Ibiki's ear. Turning back, Iruka, Kakashi and Ibiki saw the same fox behind them. His mask was turned to the side, revealing his face. Number 36, third desk, central, is copying, said the guy and disappeared as if he had never been there. Kakashi looked closely at number 36 with his Sharingan, and it turned out that he was indeed copying. Iruka led him and his entire team out of the office. 15 minutes passed. Iruka and Kakashi took the papers and after that Ibiki decided to ask the final 10th question. So, now I will ask you the 10th final question. Ibiki began to release his ki. The thirst for blood covered the entire space of the classroom. The children began to have difficulty breathing and many children raised their hands and left the classroom. After 3 minutes, Ibiki retracted his ki. In those 3 minutes, more than half of the participants left. Well done, those who remained will pass to the second stage, Ibiki announced. All the children sighed and smiled at each other. Then a shadow appeared in the window and a girl in a revealing outfit flew into the eye. Oh Ibiki, you left so many children, but never mind, I'll cut down their number in the second stage, she said, smiling slyly, which scared many children. Everyone follow me. She left the same way she came in through the window. All the children left the office through the doors. Finding her on the street, they followed her. She led them all to training ground number 44. So this is polygon number 44, or, as they say, the forest of death. Go in teams to the tents. There you will be given one of 2 scrolls. These are scrolls of heaven or earth. Your task is to get the missing scroll. All the children went to the tents. Far from them, on the grass, sat 2 shinobi in masks. A girl approached them. And who are you? You hang around children all the time. What do you want from them? Anko asked them, reaching for her pouch. We don't have to answer to pathetic Anko Midarashi. Do you understand us? The boy in the fox mask asked her. She left, and 5 minutes later 3 children came up to them. One had his whole face covered in drawings. Another had a pumpkin on his back and the girl had a big fan on her back. What do you want? Asked a girl in a faceless mask with a black line running up from the bottom left edge. I want to fight you, the boy with the pumpkin said emotionlessly. He had short red hair. You seem strong, you have caught my interest, he said, looking at Naruto. Aren't the other children enough for you? Go to Sasuke Uchiha, he's strong too, fight him, Naruto said, waving his hand as a sign for them to leave. Uchiha Sasuke interested me even before the first stage of the exam, but you seem stronger than him, fight me, the boy repeated. Okay, let's do it this way then. If you win the 3rd Chunin exam, then I'll fight you, okay? Naruto asked him, turning his head towards him. Coming, what's your name? First, introduce yourself. Dog no Gaara. Uzumaki Naruto, and by the way, Gaara, don't you dare kill anyone in the second stage, got it? Naruto asked him. Fine. Chapter 14 Lakura, stay close to me so that if anything happens I can protect you, Naruto said, walking in front of Lakura. Naru, I've become much stronger in 3 years, and I'm not going to let anyone hurt me. Lakura hugged Naruto from behind and hung on him. 2 ANBU passed by all the participants. The other ANBU silently looked in their direction and followed them with their eyes. All the children looked at them in surprise, because the ANBU were the same age as themselves. Naruto and Lakura walked to the fence, and as soon as they touched it, they disappeared into white and black smoke. Naruto and Lakura appeared high on the tree branches. Naruto created 3 clones and sent them out to watch the children enter the forest. At the signal, all the children ran into the forest, and some of them immediately began to look for victims to obtain the missing scroll. 3 days have passed. It's been 3 days already. Most of the participants have already been defeated and out of action, Lakura said, sitting on a branch and swinging her legs. You're right, most of them have already been defeated. See if Gaara killed anyone. Lakura closed her eyes, her consciousness moving through the shadows. Seeing Gaara through the shadows, she began to follow him. Gaara and his team are currently resting. They are sitting by the river and eating fish. Damn, I really want some fish, Lakura said dreamily, saying When the second stage ends, let's go eat fish since you want it so much, Naruto said, looking at Lakura with a smile. Naru, I love you. Lakura hugged the blonde. Another 2 hours passed. Lakura, I think it's time for us to look for those who got lost in the forest. You're right, but I think first we need to go to the tower and find out who's already arrived. Agree. Naruto and Lakura jumped through the tree branches towards the tower. They were not much further away when Naruto felt his own presence, but from the other side. Lakura! To me! Now! Naruto shouted. Lakura jumped back to Naruto without any argument. A beam of darkness pierced the place where Lakura was supposed to jump. Damn, how can I feel like I'm in 2 places at once? This only happened when I used darkness splitting, but now I don't have any darkness. Is it really the loyalty of darkness? No, that's impossible. I don't have any darkness anymore, and that means there can be no talk of any loyalty, Naruto said to himself. Lakura, did you feel anything? No, what was that? Lakura was very scared. She pressed herself against the tree and clutched her legs with her hands. Damn, if these are the ones Orochimaru was talking about, things are bad. My light is less developed than my darkness, and I'm unlikely to be a proper competitor to them, Naruto said to himself. Then a guy of about 19 came out of the shadow of a tree. He was dressed in a long black cloak, the collar of which was torn off. Kukuku, who do we have? Children? The guy smiled predatorily, but a moment later the smile was replaced by an evil grin. You. The guy pointed his finger at Lakura. I feel a fragment of darkness. We have the same, 16 sons of darkness. 16 sons of darkness? How much pathos in these words. You call yourselves sons of darkness. Although you do not have even a fraction of the power of darkness, Lakura, get on your feet and get out of here, Naruto said loudly, which brought Lakura to his senses. You, how dare you, AA? Really? Naruto's left hand was filled with light. Lakura, are you still here? Naruto looked at Lakura with an angry look. I'm not going anywhere, Naruto. Your light won't do anything to him. He's much stronger than you, Lakura said, standing up and covering the blade with darkness. Get the hell out of here. Naruto had 3 stripes on each cheek, and his eyes turned red. Lakura's eyes filled with tears as she returned her blade to its sheath and stepped back. Well, my dear, are you ready to dance? Naruto formed a long 2-handed sword in his left hand. How dare you, puppy? The guy threw 3 senbon at Naruto. Naruto twisted and easily repelled the senbons, after which he quickly began to reduce the distance between himself and the guy. Naruto attacked with a horizontal strike and cut the guy in half. The guy appeared behind Naruto and covered his palm with darkness and began to raise it for a strike. Naruto, using his own trick, appeared from behind and, having cut the guy, heard Lakura's scream. Naruto burned the lifeless body and went to the source of the sound. Jumping onto another branch, Naruto saw Lakura lying unconscious, leaning against a tree. A bleeding wound gaped in her side, in which there was a dagger. In front of her stood a guy of about 16 years old. In his hands were daggers made of darkness. Lakura! Naruto quickly dashed between the guy and Lakura. Taking her in his arms, Naruto threw a smoke bomb and disappeared from the enemy's sight. Lakura, come on, come to your senses. Naruto shook Lakura. Lakura opened her eyes and quietly said, And Naruto, what happened? Lakura defeated you and there is a dagger in your side. Come on, I'll pull it out now. Naruto took hold of the dagger's handle and slowly began to pull it out. And yet this is the loyalty of darkness. But why? I thought that my connection with darkness was broken forever, but darkness gives me the right to touch itself. How could you touch my dagger? Only I can touch and control them, the guy said, appearing from the shadow of the tree. Chapter 15 Damn, Lakura, why do you always overestimate yourself? You still have a long way to go to learn how to control darkness, Naruto said, raising Lakura's head. He filled his hand with light chakra and began to cauterize Lakura's wound. What? Light? You are our opposite? But where did you get the light gene? The guy was amazed. If there is darkness, then there must be light, Naruto said, lowering Lakura's head to the ground. I will destroy you, infidel! The guy roared and began throwing his daggers. Naruto activated the light genome and covered her body with light and teleported her outside the forest. Taking out a kunai, Naruto decided to fight this arrogant guy. Are you ready to fight me, puppy? You look about 16, and I'm 13, 3 years difference, damn it! Naruto answered him with a smile. Puppy! The guy roared again. The guy created 2 rings of dark daggers and pointed them towards Naruto. Having filled the blade with light chakra and waited for the blade to shine, Naruto began to advance. Although the light is obliged to protect from evil, but not now, Naruto's eyes turned red and there were 3 stripes on his cheeks. I'll kill you! Naruto growled, cutting the daggers in his path. You can't handle me, the guy said confidently. We are the great 16 sons of darkness. We received our power from the man who gave birth to darkness. There are no longer 16 of you, but 15, but that won't last long. Naruto swung his blade and slashed at the guy's cloak, cutting his chest. Oh, you damned heretic! The guy started bleeding from his mouth. Come to my call, brothers, and help me overthrow the infidel enemies, the guy shouted, looking up. What? More like him? Oh, that's bad. I doubt I could handle 2, and now there'll be 15 of them. Oh, my situation is bad. I should also keep the kids out of this. After 5 minutes of silence, a portal appeared behind the boy and 14 boys, taller and older than this wounded animal, came out. Every single one of them was wearing the same black cloaks as this 16-year-old boy. "Why did you call me, Anram?" asked one of the guys, who looked to be about 25 years old. "Mithil, this kid has the opposite genome to us, the light genome," Anram said, pointing his hand towards Naruto. "Yes? How interesting. Boy, is it true that you have the light genome?" Mithil asked in surprise. "You'll see for yourself soon, fanatic," Naruto said, taking out 2 kunai. How interesting, Anram, did he manage to touch you?" The wound is deep. If you don't stop the bleeding now you'll die. Get out of here, said Mithil, pushing Anram away with his hand. "Thank you, Mithil." Anram bowed to Mithil and began to leave for the portal. Mithil threw his hand back, and at that very moment Androm's head fell from his shoulders and rolled on the ground towards Mithil. "This will happen to everyone who loses even once," said Mithil, putting his foot on Androm's head. "What a close-knit family you have," Naruto said, looking at Androm's head and body. "Darkness does not forgive mistakes," Mithil said indifferently, kicking his head to the side. Mithil rolled up the sleeves of his cloak. He then created 2 one-handed swords. Swordsman, Naruto muttered under his breath. An ordinary blade is no match for these swords, even if you take the katanas of the samurai of the land of iron made of chakra-conducting metal, it won't add much benefit. Well, light. Here I am again resorting to your use, Gary Zaria. Naruto began to emit vibrations, which caused the nearby trees to burn. When Lakura appeared behind the fence, she was spotted by an ANBU patrol and they immediately took her to the hospital. Along the way, they noticed a tattoo on her left wrist, a circle tattoo. This simple tattoo carried information that she was one of Konoha's informants. One of the patrol went to see the Hokage. "Hokage-sama, may I report?" asked one of the ANBU, appearing in front of the Hokage's desk on one knee. "Report, what happened?" Minato asked him in response. "While patrolling the area near Polygon number 44, we found a girl. She had black hair, and also a tattoo of a circle on her left wrist. We took her to the hospital." "Damn it, Lakura again?" Minato said quickly, getting up from the table. "Get back here quickly. Assign guards to this girl. Guard her at all times, don't take your eyes off her," Minato said, opening the office door. "Where's Shikaku?" Minato asked, turning to the girl who was sitting at the table in front of Minato's office. He has a day off today," the girl said uncertainly. "Have him come to me at training ground number 44 right now." Minato raised his voice. "Damn Naruto, what happened to you again?" When Minato arrived at training ground number 44, Shikaku and a 5-man ANBU squad were already waiting for him. "Minato, what happened?" Shikaku asked in surprise. "Naruto and Lakura were attacked in the forest. Naruto teleported Lakura outside the forest, and now he remains there." "Understood, shall we head into the forest then?" Shikaku asked. As soon as Shikaku finished his words, Naruto flew out of the forest with the sound of falling trees and explosions. He had no mask on his face. One eye was closed and bleeding. There were many wounds on his right leg. There were wounds on his body as well. There were lacerations on his right side, and 2 claw wounds on his left shoulder. Minato and Shikaku, who saw Naruto and his condition, were very surprised. Naruto fell to one knee and grabbed his right side. Spitting out blood, he stood up again. "You're quite strong for your age, brat," said Mithil, emerging from the shadows of the trees. Mithil still had 2 swords. The guy to his left had claws, and the guy to Mithil's right had explosive seals in his hands. "Did you kill Hyrule?" "A guy of about 19, said Mithil, throwing the swords into different hands. "Ha, yeah, I killed him, and today I'll bury you." Naruto's eyes turned completely white. "Arrgh! Don't you dare die, pathetic insect!" Kyubi roared, raging behind the bars. He hit the cage with his paws and ran his claws over the seal. But he couldn't scratch it. "Just air. Perhaps because of your death, I will be sealed again into someone from your family. Or most likely, these fanatics will capture me and use me as a weapon, and I don't need such happiness, so summon me. No, as soon as I loosen my control, you'll take over my body. No, thank you. I don't need that kind of happiness. This time I will listen to you. I don't particularly want to die or dance to someone's tune." "Well, alright then, just this once and just today, I'll free you." Naruto spun his hand counterclockwise. "Unfaithful puppy. We, the Sons of Darkness, call upon her symbol. The great dog Myors." All the sons of darkness stood in a circle with their hands raised up. A huge wolf with black fur began to appear above the sons of darkness. When he saw Naruto, he opened his mouth and bared his teeth. Well, well. Look, Rios. I thought you were a wolf and not a dog, Naruto said with a smirk and mockery. Bastards, how dare they do this to Naruto? If they hadn't summoned me, I would have devoured them right here, Lucreos said in his thoughts. And I'm glad to see you, Naruto. These are just the words of summoning, nothing more. Yes, I know, but I couldn't help but mock you. Well, sons of darkness, I will have an answer to your call. My call. Kyuubi appeared behind Naruto in a giant cloud of smoke with a grinning mouth. Be careful with Lucreos, he does not act of his own free will. Chapter 16 Hello, people, I ask you to read the new chapter. Naruto, what are we going to do? Kyuubi asked Naruto. What do you mean? What and always we will fight. Naruto rolled up his sleeves and created swords of light in his hands and prepared for battle. Yours is Lucreos and mine are these vaunted sons of darkness. Okay. Naruto jumped up and decided to attack the closest of the sons of darkness. His weapons were his own hands covered in darkness. When Naruto began to approach him, Mythil threw one of his swords at him. Naruto parried it and continued to advance on his victim. But he did not notice how another one appeared behind him and raised his hand to strike. Kyuubi created a bomb of the tailed beast, swallowed it, and opened his mouth and fired it towards Lucreos. Lucreos in response disintegrated into a cloud of darkness and appeared above Kyuubi. Striking his paw on the fox's muzzle, Kyuubi began to destroy everything that fell under his beam with his attack. Phew, barely dodged, Naruto said, looking at his side, from which blood was flowing. Yeah, how tired I am of pretending to be a hero. I'm only 13 and here I'm fighting God knows who. I have the balanced genome, but I fucking lose the darkness. I'm a great guy, and there are 15 sobs that want to kill me. Holy shit, why did I get this? Shikaku, hurry up, it's not clear what's going on there. Yes, I'm running. Lakura woke up in the ward and tried to get up, but the pain in her whole body did not allow her to do so. She began to remember what happened before she passed out, but nothing worked. The pain ached her whole body and she remembered Naruto's words about how by plunging into darkness you can slow down your body's reaction. Closing her eyes, she plunged into the darkness. So you've run yourself ragged, said Mythil, grinning as he approached Naruto. No, I'll still run today. Naruto spat out blood and smiled back at the approaching man. Approaching Naruto, Mythil put his 2 swords to Naruto's neck and cut off his head. My brothers, here is another unbeliever killed for the glory of our father. Yes. What a tragic death, never thought I'd see that, Naruto said, sitting on a branch with his legs dangling. Don't you think it's too fast? You got rid of me a little too quickly. You, growled Mythil. Yes, me, who else? Naruto smiled. How do you know Naruto? Lucreos asked. Unlike you, I have been with him since birth. Are you Kyuubi? That's him, and who are you? I am Lucreos, I am darkness itself. Well, if that's the case, then I am hatred itself, Kyuubi laughed. Lucreos took Kyuubi's right hind leg in his mouth and threw him outside the training ground. Naruto moved towards him. Well, little fox, how are you? Naruto asked him, falling onto the grass. He is equal in strength to me, if not stronger. Who is he? Let's put it this way, I created it, Naruto said, hesitating slightly. What? Kyuubi asked sternly and seriously. Oh, go away, I had just acquired my genome and all my power was in full swing. Do you even understand what it's like to have your body torn apart in 2? Naruto yelled at him. No. You don't. Your entire body suffers 24 hours a day, and every day you have to use your powers to keep from dying. And Lucreos was created by me so that it could circulate my chakra throughout my body. I see, but why were these people able to summon him? Because Lucreos is not attached to me, he watches over all my power and circulates it throughout my body. Aya! Gaara screamed. All this noise in the forest of death helped Gaara to get mad and his tailed beast began to take over his body. Commentary on Chapter 16. Hello, people, sorry it took me so long, I was busy with studying. Chapter 17 Gaara continued to scream, clutching his head, He fell to his knees and raised his head up, opening his eyes wide. Why yes, I will take over your body and destroy everything here," shouted the one-tailed, taking over the body of his Jinchuriki. "Damn it, how could I get caught like that? Okay, I'll have to say goodbye to my left arm, it's my own fault, but I'll still run around today. Wait a minute, Dad. Uncle Shikaku? Ha, that's a gift and help, but your mother, there's no point in them. And what the hell is this?" Naruto asked into the void, watching as the one-tailed demon appeared from behind the trees. "Now I definitely didn't expect this, Shikaku. The only thing missing here for the complete picture is him. I can barely cope with this wolf, and then there's this what's-his-name father, take him. Gra, I'm finally free. Finally I can destroy this damn village and kill all its inhabitants, huh? Wait, is this the same fox? Ha, time to get even! What kind of day is this?" Minato screamed inside himself. He saw 3 monsters that could destroy everything here to the ground and also wall everything up for eternity. One was Kyubi no Yoko, the other was that same wolf, and there was also the tailed one of Suna. "Wait a bit, Naruto, Dad is already on his way." "Give up, now you've definitely lost." Mifil's smile amused me. There was so much pathos and self-confidence in it. "Well, never mind, now you, bitch, will choke on it." Darkness. My whole body began to generate light into darkness. Light is faster than darkness, but weaker in defense, which means your ass, so how I'm going to spin now, ahahahaha. I stand up and create a left hand out of the darkness. What the fuck? Didn't expect that? You're not the only one who can play with the darkness. Clenching my fists, I focused my attention on everything, absolutely everything, except my sight. Switching to reflexes and hearing, I became a full-fledged receiver of information. Well, now I'll show you that you're not worth even a tenth of me. Closing my eyes, my ears perked up their attention.